4 miles of tunnels, which were dug during World War I in the Somme battlefield, are being excavated now by a team of British and French archaeologists.
Some of them are up to 100 feet below the ground. Robert Hall is in the village of La Boisselle in France with more for us this morning. Morning, Robert.
Good morning. Well, underneath it now, you two. This is what the British troops knew as W incline. It looks pretty well as it did back in 1916. And it is this tunnel complex which historians believe will help them piece together the personal stories which unfolded here. They are following the old maps into a labyrinth last trodden more than 9 decades ago. A journey into 4 miles of tunnels carved through the chalk as the fighting raged above and 2 armies tried desperately to undermine one another. The village of La Boisselle lay in the path of the British attacks on the Somme. Long before the whistles blew in the trenches, teams of tunnellers had burrowed under no man's land to lay explosives which were designed to blow gaps in the German defences. The largest mine created the massive Loch Nagar crater at the bottom of this picture. Maps from the time have helped archaeologists trace the wartime trenches. And First World War technology led them to the tunnel entrances.
So clear. This is the method which the original tunnellers used in 1915-1916 to locate where the enemy were making exactly this kind of sound.
Another entrance and a supply of fresh air.
They dug this one March 1916 as a bigger tunnel to have direct access to a shaft, W shaft, 30 feet underground, going down another 50 feet to the 80-foot level.
The 80-foot level, the fighting tunnels, where opposing troops clashed and men grappled and died in the dark. The shaft, which plunges downwards, is open, but not yet safe to enter.
It's very peculiar sitting here knowing what the history of this one hole in the ground is. It's almost difficult to talk about it because of what happened below here.
On the surface, a constant stream of visitors peers curiously into the craters and at the names of the soldiers, French, British and German, who still lie in collapsed galleries. They are beyond reach, but with each step further and deeper, the team will be able to tell families far more about the tragedy which unfolded on this patch of land. Well, you saw Peter in that report. Peter, what are we already learning about life down here?
Well, the archaeology of the last 2 days has thrown up some amazing stuff just behind you here. Here's a candle mark. These galleries are lit by candles. The German ones were lit by electricity. They're a generating station, but it's on the floor, which is the great thing to see. This is the remains of the railway. Sleepers, railway lines, the rails have gone. But the most amazing thing are these little indentations here, because in those we are actually walking in the footsteps of our ancestors. They were there to help the tunnellers push the wagon of spoil up here, to give them purchase, so they're pushing the truck. That's the footmarks. That's to help them push this heavy weight of sandbags full of chalk.
Thanks very much indeed. We're going to go down a bit further in a minute and see even more, and that shaft that we were talking about, which really leads to more mysteries. But for now, from beneath the village of La Boisselle, back to you in the studio.
Robert, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. At the time, just a few minutes bore 8 o'clock, when you summer before you coming up, across the town and sports. It's time now to get the news, the weather and the travel wherever you are.